Back in the 20th century, we had an archaic method of registering voters. Handwritten paper forms resulted in many problems. Some forms were incomplete, some forms were illegible, some were typed in wrong, some forms were lost on the way to the clerk's office. The peak time for delivery of forms is 20 days before the election, when open registration closes. One successful registration drive celebrated by delivering a bucket full of forms. But clerks are very busy at this time, testing voting machines, training poll workers. Absentee ballot requests are coming in. Early voting is starting, and there are many other tasks. Here are some statistics from Madison in 2008. 30,000 paper forms were processed between September 14th and the November election. Another 25,000 people registered using paper forms on Election Day. It was impossible to process all the forms on time to get voters' names on the poll list. As a result, some voters who had filled out the forms had to wait in lines on Election Day to try to register again. In 2002, Arizona developed a better way: online voter registration. They call it Easy Voter. It was developed by the Secretary of State and the Department of Motor Vehicles. Applicants are cross-checked with the driver's license system. It allows an applicant to fully register online, not just print a paper form. There is a link on the Secretary of State's homepage, which brings you to the Easy Voter starting point. Here you select Spanish or English. Then it asks about your eligibility. Are you 18, a U.S. citizen, and not on probation? These are the same items that are on a paper form. When you enter your personal information, it must match your driver's license or ID card. The check is done instantly while the applicant is online. If you don't match, you are not allowed to complete the electronic application. An electronic signature is used. The applicant agrees to the use of the digital signature already on file with the Division of Motor Vehicles. Then the applicant is asked to verify that all information has been entered correctly, and warns providing false information is a felony. When you click Finish, you are told that your application for voter registration has been successfully completed, and you can print a receipt. There are benefits for voters. You get a confirmation of registration. There is increased accessibility of registration. It's easy to change your address, and there's timely processing of registrations. There are advantages for election administrators. Saving money. Instead of paying people to enter data, the voter will enter it for free. More complete and accurate forms means less time spent following up later. It reduces the heavy workload at crunch time, and the HAVA check is done while the voter is online. HAVA is the Help America Vote Act. It was passed in 2002, and it requires a check of all voter registration data against other databases, such as the driver's license data. It checks name, date of birth, and driver's license number. With a paper form, typographical errors often lead to failures of the HAVA check, and then the clerk and the voter spend extra time following up to determine why there was no match. Online registration takes care of this while the voter is online. In Arizona, in 2006, 400,000 people registered online. The single-day record, 38,872. In 2008, Washington launched their system, followed by Kansas. In 2010, 6 more states launched online registration: Indiana, Colorado, Oregon, Louisiana, Nevada, and Utah. Implementation has been under administrators from both major parties. In 3 states, the systems have been established by Democratic Secretaries of State. In 4 states, the system has been established by Republican Secretaries of States. In Utah, it was the Republican Lieutenant Governor who administers elections. And in Kansas, it was a bipartisan effort. In Wisconsin, we do have some online services. At Voter Public Access, you can check your voter registration and look up your elected officials and your polling place. On the Department of Transportation website, You can change your address for your driver's license and perform 6 other license-related functions. Recently, 2 forward-looking legislators, Representative Therese Brousseau and Senator Fred Risser, circulated a draft bill for online voter registration in Wisconsin, looking for co-sponsors. Here are the main items of the bill. Online voter registration is restricted to those with a Wisconsin driver's license or Department of Transportation ID card. The bill requires an instant HAVA check. If the check fails, the applicant cannot use online registration. To get a Wisconsin driver's license or ID card, you must provide proof of name and identity, date of birth, and residency. Online registration would close 20 days before each election, the same as open registration with paper forms. Online voter registration uses the digital signature from the DOT files. Quoting the bill, the digital signature, quote, shall constitute an affirmance that all information provided by the elector is correct and shall have the same effect as if the applicant had signed the application personally, unquote. The bill requires that the municipal clerk check the registration for sufficiency, similar to paper forms. Part of the check for sufficiency is sending out a verification postcard, just as the Government Accountability Board does now for paper forms. There will be some who will not be able to use online voter registration. No one will be required to use a computer to register. Paper forms will still be available, and we will still need special registration deputies, Election Day registration, and hard-working municipal clerks. For more information on the bill, search for Fair Elections Wisconsin and click on Online Reg. Let's take this step toward modernizing our voter registration system and move Wisconsin forward. Thank you very much.